Supreme Court sidesteps major ruling on Second Amendment after New York changes gun law. Washington. The Supreme Court declined on Monday to rule in a case concerning the scope of the Second Amendment, dealing a blow to supporters of gun rights and lawyers for the government who had hoped the newly solidified conservative majority would expand gun rights as early as this term. The court's action means that the Supreme Court has gone a decade without deciding a major Second Amendment case. The case, which was argued in December, concerns a New York City law that regulates where licensed handgun owners can take a locked and unloaded handgun. Monday's order is a victory, for now, for supporters of gun regulations who feared the justices would take an idiosyncratic state law and use it as a vehicle to expand upon a landmark opinion by the late Justice Antonin Scalia from 2008 that held for the first time that an individual had a right to keep and bear arms at home for self-defense. In an unsigned opinion, the court said that it sent the case back because after the justices agreed to hear the dispute, the New York law at issue was changed. Justices Samuel Alito, Neil Gorsuch and Clarence Thomas dissented. When the Supreme Court agreed to take up the case, the law blocked individuals from removing a handgun from the address listed on the license, except to travel to nearby authorized small arms ranges or shooting clubs. New York argued the rule was not a burden on Second Amendment rights and that it represented a reasonable means to protect public safety. The New York State Rifle and Pistol Association, a gun owners group, and individual plaintiffs challenged the law, arguing that it was too restrictive and that a New Yorker could not transport his handgun to his second home for the core constitutional purpose of self-defense, or to an upstate county to participate in a shooting competition, or even across the bridge to a neighboring city for target practice. Lawyers for the Trump administration sided with the challengers, arguing that few laws in our history have restricted the right to keep and bear arms as severely as this ban does. In a twist, after the Supreme Court agreed to hear the case, the city allowed licensed owners to take handguns to other locations, including second homes or shooting ranges outside city limits. In addition, the state of New York amended its handgun licensing statute to require localities to allow licensed gun owners to engage in such transport. As a result, New York argued the justices should dismiss the case. Lawyers challenging the law countered that the only reason it was amended was supporters of gun regulations feared that the Supreme Court's new conservative majority might use the idiosyncratic law to render a broad decision cutting back on gun restrictions. This story is breaking and will be updated. Click subscribe to receive the latest news.